Oh, so this is gonna be a bit of a weird first video, and I mean, yeah, obviously there's a drawing, and I have like a weird short that was posted of like a character. It's like everyone, what the heck is this character from? I don't know. Well, the character's from my own stuff, so I don't expect anyone to know who any of these characters are. You can say like they're modeled off people that you'll recognize. I don't know. I take inspiration from multiple things, but yeah, I'm a weird person that has like weird mental things. I don't know. I have a weird thinking process. But I have a very big hobby of I love to write, and I write these like fantasy stories. And well, because I am crazy about how I write them, they're not going to be published for a really long time. Or I don't know when they're going to be published, or even if they will be published. It's all confusing, and I have a lot of other things to deal with. Well, I usually just kind of wrote these books in my spare time, and I'm going to sidetrack a lot, just so you know. Just kind of throwing that out there because I'm doing it right now. But yeah, I write in my spare time, so it's just kind of something I've always done. And I have these characters that I just have like expressed a lot of like my issues and stresses with, and they're just kind of like, I don't know, it's like a therapeutic thing. This video doesn't need to be long. I just kind of wanted to make it so it can be like a intro to what I'm going to do with this channel. So first and foremost is I'm going to introduce my books, and I might even have a thing where I will read chapters of them, because I don't know when they'll be published, so I might as well put them out there, or somewhere anyway. But these are all my books, so like I hand wrote them with my own things, and I kind of figured that since there's not that many people who actually know about these except for my close friends, who I will explain all this stuff to, and then all the people around me get probably so tired of hearing all of the lore and the world building and the explanations of all my stories, is I figured that I should probably do something about that. So yeah, this channel is basically going to be about, I'm going to post drawings of my characters, I'm going to post videos about specific characters and their entire backstory. So it's going to have a lot of like really neat things, and I'm probably going to utilize Discord a lot, because I actually store a lot of my characters with all their bios in Discord. It's kind of a weird thing. But yeah, so what I should explain is why you're looking at this drawing. This drawing I thought would be the best one to like put for this first video, because this is a drawing of all of my I refer to them as my big three, because I guess there's a fourth person, but he doesn't matter because his story's not even going to be written yet. So ignore this guy in the back right here. Sorry. So I refer to them as my big three, and they're the main protagonists of their own stories, and they're like the big three stories that I write, because once I get into this channel, you're going to realize that I write a lot of stories, and only some of them are actually relevant. But these three dudes are probably, one of them's not a dude, are probably the most relevant characters. And I think, if I can remember correctly, they're the only three whose stories have more than one book. So far, anyway. And that I'm continuing. So I should probably start off that this dude in the middle right here, his name is Marcus. And he might be one of the ones I get into first. And he's a very unique character that actually is, well, he was in my original telling of it, which I wrote in middle school. He was literally me. He was modeled after me, and I'll get into that more when I have an actual video about him. So we're just gonna kind of elevate that, but he's one of my greatest protagonists because he's very highly modeled after me, and I can even upload like a colored version of him. But his story is also the one that the short of Edenia is from. So she's from his story. And then the guy next to him right here, This guy's also modeled after me, and that's why these two have the same hairstyles. And he has like his lightning dude from another series, which I refer to as Cleafheart, and I'll have a whole nother video for that. So yeah, and this is just an intro. So, and that doesn't matter, but he's pretty cool, and he's kind of like I don't know, he's a fun dude. And then this girl over on the right is probably another one of my favorite characters that I've written for it, and her name is actually Soraya. And well, she's a very interesting character that suffers from anxiety, which is actually something that I suffer from, and that is one of the reasons I write books. And I can get a whole nother video about all that later, but just kind of want to introduce these guys. And the guy in the back that is irrelevant is also from this Marcus guy's story, which I can explain him when he's actually relevant, but he's in the story, so yeah. Well, and with that, that's basically it. I don't know how much I'll upload, but I'm definitely going to probably, the next thing I'm going to upload is probably drawings, and the first video will be an explanation of one of their stories, starting probably with the world, and I'll have like a picture of the character it focuses on, so I won't be using this one, probably again. So I don't know how, if you find this channel, maybe recommend it for my other one, because I have another channel where I do games and all that, and I'm really like sweary, but that's sometimes how I can be when I get into gaming mode. Well, we're gonna kind of forget about that, because in this channel I'm gonna try to be very like more serious and just more about like my books. It's not gonna be as emotional as I get in games. For the most part, I will try to keep this channel like kid friendly, and I won't use a lot of swear words, except for I have some in my books, and these two, their stories are definitely not very kid friendly. His is more, his is more kid friendly, hers is definitely not. And I will explain that, and I'll probably put maturity ratings on the videos where I explain some stuff about their things, if there's anything like, I don't know, that gets into that, and definitely when I'm reading from the book. So I want to just kind of like give an open mind, and I don't know. I hope you're interested in hearing about books and a weird fantasy world that I've created. Well, there's more than one. And then seeing a lot of my drawing, because I'm an artist. That's also very therapeutic for me. And that, I think this will conclude the intro to this channel. And I actually hope that anyone who joins us and sees this video will stick along for the ride, and maybe I don't know, maybe help me come up with character ideas, because there's always times where I need side characters. And before I drag on too much, I'm going to end it here. I'm going to say thank you for watching.